Friends, welcome once again to our Ionic 5 tutorial. So in this video we are going to learn how we can upload or load images from one camera or our phone library into our Ionic application. So to achieve this, we'll need to go through some steps. Firstly, we'll need to have a Node.js installed into our machine, and also we'll need to have both Ionic CLI and Cordova installed on our systems, okay, or machine. Okay, so once this has been done, then we'll head to step 3, which will be creating our first Ionic application that we are going to use to load images from either our camera or our phone library onto our application. Alright, then step 4, we'll see how we can install some plugins or packages that will be required for us to be able to load images into our application. Step 5, we'll also see how we can save our images to the server or to online cloud service. There are so many online cloud services. One is AWS cloud service, and the second one is Cloudinary cloud service, and the third one will be Upload Care. And before we start our application, please feel free to subscribe on my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and like and share this video. Help me grow this channel by sharing this content and also liking and subscribing. Thank you. Alright, so let's head to our command line and then see how we can install these, how we can start our project. I believe by now you already have Node.js installed, and also you have Ionic CLI and Cordova installed on your system. If you have not yet, please pause the video and install these packages onto your machine, and then you can restart the video. Alright, so now let's head to our terminal. And then if you have already installed your Node.js and also installed Ionic and Cordova on your machine, then you can run this command to be able to start a new Ionic project. Alright, now our application has finished to install. Now what we can do right now is head to our directory, and we can do so by just cd change the directory to our projects directory, which will be image upload, and then enter. So here we'll then go ahead and install our Android platform by running this command, Ionic Cordova platform, add Android, and then enter. Our command has already added Android platform into our project. So what we can do here is let's open our project into VS Code by running that command. Alright, so now here is our project, and we have already installed our Android platform onto our project. So what we can do here is open our terminal here. Then we will just run this command, Ionic serve with live reload. Alright, now our application has launched into our browser. So here we can see that we have this default blank template that Ionic comes with. So what we are going to do is, first of all, we are going to add our image button here, and then after that we'll add some plugins, and these are the lists of plugins that we are going to be installing into our application. So one will be our file plugin that we are going to install, and this will be the link that we are going to use. You will find these links in the description below of the video. Okay, so we'll just be copying these commands and then run them into our terminal. Alright, so let's head back to our project, and inside here we'll just go to our HTML page, and inside our content section we'll just delete this and then add our Ion button here, right here, and we'll give it like select image. Okay, so that will be the name of our button. We can save and then preview the changes that we have made into our browser. Good, this is our button right here. Alright, so can go back to our project, and then inside here what we are going to do is we'll go to our index.html and then create a function here that we are going to call whenever we tap that button. So this will be an async. Remember, we are going to be we are going to be using Ion Sheet controller. This will enable us to use a pop-up dialog that is going to contain the list of options that will be required for us to select in order to load images into our application. Alright, so before we do that, let's go into our constructor and then just write private action sheet, sheet, and then we'll import action sheet controller from our Ionic Angular, from our Ionic core. So Ionic sheet controller yeah. Good, let's import that from our Ionic Angular. Alright, so that having done, then we can go ahead and create a function, and this function will have to return this action sheet will return a promise, so we need to await for that. So for us to be able to add an await, we need to add a synchronization to our function, like so. And then here we can just create a const. We can just say action, yeah, just say action to this dot action sheet dot create. Then inside our function here we are going to create header, have a header there, and this will be select image source, and then we will have buttons that are going to be displayed, and it will be a button array. So inside here we'll have different objects that we are going to be selecting from, and one will be text. This will be select image from gallery, and then we'll have an event which will be a handler. So in this event we will console log a message here, just say selected from gallery. Okay, yep. So we'll just put a comma here and then add another button. Good. So we'll have another button right down here, which will be a cancel. So if we want to cancel the dialog, we can just click on this button. Okay. So, and this one will just simply have a role of cancel. Good. So that will be it for this function. Alright, so let's save and then call this method inside our HTML. So here we'll just select click, and then we pass in our function right there. Save, and then let's see what we have. Good. So if we select this, nothing is happening yet. Let's just inspect this and we see what we are doing wrong. If we check into the console, we see that select, okay, oh sorry, I've miscopied this. I forgot to add s, so add s right there and then save. Okay, so if we select, it should load. Sorry. So we need to come back to our function here and then present that function. Sorry about that. So here's just right down here, I will just add await action sheet dot present, and that will be it. So if we go back to our application and then click on that, good. So we see our pop-up shows up requesting us to select these different options. Okay, Alright, so we can go ahead. If we click on this one, you see that in the console here we are logged that image selected from the gallery.
It's 12 o'clock.
And also if we select the camera, you see it is being logged right down here. Alright, so now our next steps will be to add our different plugins to this project. And that will be, first of all, we'll go ahead and add our file plugin. So you simply have to copy this URL, which will be in the description below, and then head to your browser. In my case, I'm going to be using this. Alright, so this is the file plugin. I will go ahead and just copy this command here. Since we are working with Cordova, so we'll have to install Ionic Cordova plugin add. But if we are using capacitor, we just have to say npm install Cordova plugin file. You don't need to add this when you are using capacitor. You just have to say npm install Cordova plugin file with this name. Alright, so that out of the way, let's go back to our, I think let's use our console right down here. Okay, so here we'll go ahead and copy-paste that command. Has completed installing. So we are having a message here that if this is an update to an existing application that is not that did not specify Android persistent file location, you need to add this. So we have to add this preference into our config file. Okay, don't forget that. So what we need to do is to go ahead into our config, which will be this one, and then just write down here, we can paste that configuration. Okay, then after that we need to also install this. Head back to our project, paste that right there. Now what we can do is head back to our plugin lists and see what we need to install next. Alright, so if you read this documentation of this plugin, say that when with Ionic, with iOS 10 will require some permissions to be enabled. So we'll just have to copy this and then paste it into our config file. That out of the way, let's go and install also the same thing we did with the rest, with the first plugin. Just come here, install this. So our next plugin will be the image picker. So we are going to be using that to get images from our phone library instead of using the camera. So we'll use that plugin to capture images, to select images in our phone gallery. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and copy this plugin right here and run install that. This plugin has finished, but then with error it exited saying this cannot be added. I think at the time of recording this video, the current version is 2.3.6 of this plugin, and it has some bugs. I think it has issues. It has been broken, so I think what we'll need to do is we'll fall back to the previous version, which was stable for this plugin. Okay, so for this case, we'll need to first uninstall this plugin. Just run that, and so this command will run and uninstall uninstall this plugin right here. So what we can do here is run this command once again, and for this time round we will just have to specify the version which was stable, which is 2.3.3.3. okay, all right. So this is the version right here. So you just add at 2.3.3. okay, good. So after that we can run that command. Go into our configuration here, edit config, and then paste this line of code. This will enable this plugin to work on Android 10 and onwards. Otherwise, if you don't add this configuration, then it won't work. It will give you errors. Alright, so that out of the way, then let's go back to our documentation and see what we need to install next. So the next thing is to install this native dependency for image picker. Go ahead and add that one like so. Let's go ahead and also install this plugin, Ionic Cordova plugin add that crop. We will see how we are going to use this crop plugin to enable us to reduce the size of our images that we select or take from the camera. Okay, so we will need this plugin also to be installed. Alright, good. So our crop plugin has also finished installing, and now what we can do is we go to our home page and then import. Actually, before going that, we'll just go to our app module and then import these different providers for these plugins, and one will be file, and two will be camera, and then three will be image picker, that one, and then we'll have camera, don't know why my auto select is not working. Okay, camera, and then you have this file. Okay, so what we will do on this plugin is add ngx on every plugin that you have imported. Okay, to remove these errors, and also we'll have a crop right here. Alright, import crop like so, and also we'll add ngx like that. Good. So having imported that, then we can go ahead into our constructor and then import also those plugins. Yep. So we are having this error, and this one just shows that the property camera is declared but it's valid. We just look at this error here. This line has a length of this, so let's just reduce on the length of this. Good. So that error is resolved. Now what we can do is first save and see if everything is working here. App updated, recompiling, so let's wait. Yeah, we have an issue here. Okay, let me check. Let's check the console. We are having an issue here with image picker plugin. It is saying it is missing this dependence. So what we need to do is just copy that and come here to this next tab and then just say npm install that dependence. Let's reload and see what we are having, if the issue is resolved. Here we have another error. What is happening today this time around? The target entry point Ionic crop has a missing dependence. Okay, Ionic crop also is requiring us to install this dependence, so we'll just go ahead and install npm install that dependence. Alright, so this one also has finished installing. What we can do now is still compile, cancel this, and then we want to see if we still have some errors. Okay, now we are having an issue here. My auto select is not working. Camera. Okay. Yep, so it is imported, and also alright, so let's go and check into our app module. Have we imported the file? Yeah, the file is here, and let's go in the home page. Sorry, it's my error. We forgot to import this. I'll just come copy this import right there and then paste it there, and I believe this should solve our issue. Okay, let's go back to our browser. Good, so the errors have been resolved. Alright, so let's try to launch our application into the browser and onto our device, and we see if the plugins have successfully installed and if we don't have any errors. Alright, okay, to do so I'll just run this command right here. Ionic Cordova run Android like so. But before that, I think let's first check if our device is connected. Just run adb devices. Good, we have our device right there. So we can go ahead and run this command. We have an error here. Unhandled exception, project target does not exist. This is happening with this new Ionic framework. So what we will do here, so we'll need to add some configurations here in this file, and to do so we'll go ahead to our previous command that we ran. It should be here in our terminal. Yep, here we'll go just above here where we, yep, not here, just above here. Good, there is this file that was printed out, this command that we need to run, it was skipped. So for us to be able to run Ionic, we need to manually install these Cordova builders into our angular.json file. Okay, so to do so, we'll just come here and then run that right there. And this should fix this issue. So if anyone is experiencing this problem, this is the only way to fix that. Now we are having another error here. Where is it coming from? Our build has failed, and what is causing the issue? This multi-image choose activity cannot find symbol. This, let's go where the error starts. Okay, now if we go where the error was first registered, we find that package android.support.v7 does not exist, and this is so this Android support library does not exist, and you find that most of these errors are thrown because these support library, most of them are not maintained, or yeah, they are not maintained. So for us to have a better for us to have an improved library, we'll need to use Android X. Yes, Android X is a Jetpack library that helps to improve most of these original support libraries that are no longer maintained. So that having said, what we'll need to do here is first we'll need to install Android X adapter, Cordova Android X adapter onto our project Cordova. So the same steps apply to either capacitor or Cordova. But remember, if you are installing this plugin for capacitor, it's just npm install then the package name, not with this. Alright, so go into our Android folder, and inside here let's go to project.properties. So here what we can see that android.support.appcompat is the one which is added, and this one is giving us errors. That's why we are getting this. We'll go to where this error has been located. So inside here where we have android.support.v7, we are going to replace it with this code here. Okay, so instead of android.support.v7, we are going to have androidx.appcompat.app with that. I think with that change, that should fix our error. Good, so we have our app running on the browser and also on the device. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we need to create these functions right away. Okay, so for us to be able to do that, we'll create a function here which we'll call, first of all, we'll select images from the camera. Okay, so to do so, we'll create image choose from camera. Okay, and then inside here we'll create a constant which will be option, camera options, which will be camera options, and then oh sorry, I have some JavaScript errors, need to get rid of them. So choose camera, choose from camera. So this will have quality of the image that we are selecting. I think the quality should be 100, yeah. Then we should have media type. Media type of this should be this dot camera dot media type, and that will be picture. Okay, so we'll have destination type. This will also be this dot camera. Alright, then down here we're just calling our camera function, then we get the picture, we pass in our options, then this will return a response. So we need to, okay, good. So if there is error, we need to be able to console log this error. Alright, so then inside here where we choose the camera, we'll just come here and just call this function, this dot choose from camera, and then inside here we'll pass in our source type, which will be dot picture source type, which will be camera, like so. If we save and let's see in the browser, oops, we have error here. This is not imported. Camera options. Don't know why it's not importing. Good camera options. What we can do is just cut this, put it inside there, then remove this import, save, and I think that should solve the issue. Good. So if we select and choose camera, we see Cordova plugin not found. Alright, let's launch it into our device. Okay, so our application has launched, and let's say if we select an image right here and say take by camera, so good, our image is being taken right there. But then if we let's try to inspect this and see what we are doing wrong. We see that not allowed to load local resources. Oops. We can't load directly this URL into our web view. Okay, so what we can do to resolve that is we'll come here, and I will create a function. I think I'll create a function here which is called sanitize. We'll have to sanitize that URL. Sanitize URL function, and this will take image URL, and this will return. Actually, before even that, we need to import a package here, which will be import private DOMS sanitize I think, like so, which will be DOM sanitizer. Okay, so we have to import this from platform browser. Okay, and that having done, we'll come back to our function right here, and then say this dot DOM sanitize dot bypass security trust URL, and inside here we'll pass in our image URL, like so. Okay, we save, and then let's come to our file URL. So instead of passing in directly this URL, we just pass in our function sanitize URL, then here we pass in this. Okay, Okay, good. So let's take the image once more. Okay, select image and then from camera. Okay, so if we take this image and add it. Oops, we're still getting errors here. We're still getting errors. Why is that so? Let's go back to this. What I'm going to do is try to bypass some Ionic web view security. So to do so, I'll come here and say this .image URL equal to this dot secure path. Okay, let me first import this, declare this as secure path.na and .ionic.webview convert source. Then here we'll just pass in the result here, like so. I think this should resolve the issue. Let's save and then debug our application. Okay, so let's go ahead and select our image from the camera. Oops. Okay, the reason why we are having this error is we need to add here, we need to equate this to window. Yep, we were missing that. So if we save let's wait. And our picture has successfully been displayed. Okay, so now we can easily display the images that we take with our camera after we have captured them. Then we can, let's say if we take another one, good. So also that image has been captured, but it is, you see, it is not clear, it is somehow compressed, and
It's 2 o'clock.
And for us to be able to fix this, we'll need to use a tool called crop, so that we can crop a a particular part that we need for our images. And this option can help us to update our profile images. Yeah, mostly our profile. If you want to select like update profile pictures, we can use this method to be able to do that in Ionic 5 application. Okay, so before I end this video, I think let's see how we can upload images using like using our library. So let's see how we can select from our local library. Okay, so to do so, we need to go ahead and create another function, and this function will call it like pick images from library. Alright, so let's go ahead and then copy this function, come where we select our images, and then just call this function right here. Okay, good. Actually, we can say load image, load from gallery. Yeah, something small like that. Load from gallery. So select camera, then we can go ahead and recompile. Alright, so our application is launching once more, and let's go to, okay, so select, then load from gallery. This will launch pictures. We can select that. Good, and you see we have our picture URL right there. Okay, so maybe what we can do is to loop through this URL and we get this image that we are going to be displaying. Alright, so to achieve that, I think what we need to do is URL. like so. Alright, so let's recompile our application and see what we have. Good, so also our image from Gary has been selected and displayed right here. Alright, so with this we have successfully completed loading images from Gary and also using our phone camera. Okay, so in the next video we'll see how we can upload these images to our cloud service, and as I told you, we'll be using Upload Care service to upload our images onto cloud. Alright, take care and see you in the next video. Bye bye.